sacred communications. Spirit medium Laura has been channeling spirit for over 30 years. She is a research medium and is featured as a top 100 psychic in America. Here is spirit medium Laura now.
Actually, hi everybody. I'm a little disheveled because I must have accidentally made this radio show for 7 p.m. today. It's Eastern Time, and it is 1:06 p.m. Eastern Time, which is my normal time for this radio show. So I thank you, the two people that are waiting in the queue, for calling in. There probably were a lot of other people who got very confused and disappeared, but hopefully we will pick up some callers as we move into the hour. So welcome, whoever is here. Susie, I don't see her yet online. I guess she'll come back in a moment. Susie B, who helps me with the phone lines, and also I promised her that I would help her with something today. So I won't try to reach her right now. Actually, maybe I should. Let me just let her know that I'm online. There we go. All right. It's nice to have your own radio show, isn't it? I can't get fired unless you guys want to fire me. Anyway, there is a website for the show. It is spiritmediumtv.com, and there you can get a myriad of resources, one of which is to watch the show live. Item 3 on that page is a live video feed of me. And if you're very venturesome, if you are adventurous, you can actually enter the Hangout live. It's a Google Hangout, and you will be given priority in the queue to get a reading. It's a little bit more intimate when you do it that way. It's a little more fun. It's a little more interesting, and you might find it to be so if you do take the step. Item 3 has a link. Says click here to enter the webinar, the video live, and it would be recorded as everything else is being recorded here. So not to worry. Nothing really scary about it. You just need a Google account, and there's a link there on how to create one if you need one. Also, you can get a sale on a private session with me. That's, I think, item, before I speak, let me find out where it is. There's a resource index on Spirit Medium TV, and I'm pulling from there. Private sale, item 4. If you take advantage of that, all you need to do when you're making a booking, which is at booklaura.com, when you're booking a private session, just put in the event code field radio show, and you will automatically be given a third more time than that for which you pay. So if you bought 30 minutes, you'd get 40 minutes. And that is a bargain, my friends. That is a bargain. The number to call in to get into the queue is area code 347-945-5849. And again, you don't have to call that number if you want to enter the queue. You can do that also at item 3 by clicking to join the video live. Item 3 says join video live. Oh, God, I'm a little bit stressed because of this little mishap. You can jump the gate. Today, maybe we won't have a lot of people, I don't know. Never can tell, really. But right now, we're a little light in the queue. But there is a way to make a donation, which goes in part to help animals. And that's number 2, jump the gate with the 8, no wait. If you have an urgent matter that just can't wait, donate 8 and jump the gate. I already mentioned to get that, and also join our mailing list so you can gain access to free readings. Today I just added a new way to get free readings to my website, spiritmediumtv.com being a page on my website. So if you type that in, not only are you going to learn about the webinar here, the radio show here, but you also will see on the main menu free readings. And if you hover your mouse over that, you'll see free psychic chat, which is one of the offerings I'm now providing. I don't do the chat. It's a third party, but it's something that you can gain access to, which you might like. Oh, there's Susie B. Okay, Susie B, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. Okay, so every time I do the show, I have a focus subject, if you're a regular listener. And today's focus subject, I always write an article or have a page on my website that is about that focus subject. Today's focus subject is spiritual entrepreneur. 4 steps to prosper from passion. Online. And I don't mean pornography either. I mean doing the work you love and what your dharma is, what you were meant to do. So if you're listening to this at a future date and time, you just would have to go to the right sidebar, and under the social icons there, you'll see a search box. And in the search box, if you put spiritual entrepreneur and 4 steps, you would find this article, which goes into a little history about myself, which basically says I lived in a concrete jungle. I used to liken a corporate office to a mausoleum, a place of slow death, if you will. I didn't like it. Uh, that's an understatement. And I didn't like really making other people wealthy. Not that I'm making myself wealthy, but there I was working in that. Had a goal to make money, soullessly finally reached the goal, but my soul was gone. It's like selling your soul to the devil, So it's very important to do the work that you feel passionate about. And usually our passion, what we're really, really interested in and fascinates us and just drives us, if you will, our passion is hidden under our biggest life problem. My biggest life problem was identity. I was attempting to conform to what I thought was right, okay, which is make a lot of money in a good job, whatever that is. And I did that. But when I left the corporate world with my retirement funds, I did it early, by the way. I'm not 100 years old, so I won't. You don't need to ask me for my plastic surgeon because I'm not that old. But I did leave the corporate world early, but I lost the money. I lost a lot of it. And why would I always be in the wrong place at the wrong time? Do you think I had some kind of subconscious drive or need to become poor? Uh, I don't think so. But I do think that underneath this conformist mentality was a drive for significance in originality and creativity. I think what I really wanted to do was to have an outlet for what makes me unique and what is my offering, what is my service, what is my dharma, what am I uniquely gifted to do. So I think I sort of self-sabotaged so I would be forced to discover that. And I think that's what I always really wanted to do, is what I'm doing now, which is spiritual mediumship, mentoring, manifesting, medical intuition, and so on. So that's what this article is about, and at the very end of it, it invites you to join our mailing list, so you'll be given an opportunity to get an online entrepreneur training for free, and also provides 2 websites, and leads you towards a certification. But basically, it's to create work based on your interests. What are you really interested in? What is your passion, if you will? So that is there for you. Join the mailing list and you will get access to that. And if you read the article, you'll get the 4 steps. The 4 steps to prosper from passion, which is step 1, awaken to who you are. And I already foreshadowed that a bit by saying your biggest life problem is your soul's service. That's part of your soul plan, what you plan to do this lifetime. This is your calling, if you will. So whatever it is, what is your big struggle? That would be who you are. The second step is find a solution to your biggest problem. Now, that may seem a little overwhelming, but really, you don't ever have to know the complete solution. You just have to start working on it. You stop fighting it and you start finding ways to deal and thrive with it. So it's because most people, we fight our problem. We fight our problem by looking for ways to numb out, zone out, and usually toxic in. What I mean by that is any behavior that is numbing to who you are. Drug addiction, alcoholism, shopping addiction, sex addiction. Uh, there's so many addictions. It's not just drug addiction. most of the time when we are living on the surface and engaging in compulsive behaviors that shadow out our real self, we're not awakening to who we are. So studying creating a solution, the first step is stop zoning out, stop being addicted to things. And there are ways to do that. But in any event, the first way to do it is to start looking for ways to resolve your biggest issue, and start making it into steps. For example, in my case, I actually create a body of work all about this. I call it Soul Abundance. You can get a free video to that by joining my mailing list also. I've written a book on it, and there's a class on it, and that's the foundation class for my Soul Psychic Healer Master Certification course, which is a course, video course, and that would certify you. A master's certification as a soul psychic healer, not only is it good for you to learn to be intuitive and finally get you to mediumship, but also the first course, the Soul Abundance course, is good for a foundation for coaching, where you learn more than just these steps, which I sort of just channeled out of me the other day when I was writing this. So once you know what your biggest problem is and you start to map it to a solution, you start to gain access to prosperity. Everybody's prosperity is based on their passion, their joy, their bliss. I didn't make all this up. First of all, it was channeled to me through my own life experiences. It was channeled to me from the ones as I began to write this, well, just channeling on a day-to-day basis. All of a sudden it came out in one of my channeling sessions that our soul is our key to abundance, being who we are. Our soul is who we are. And so there it is. Once you discover who you are and you start to follow it, it's like bliss to you. And bliss has energy to it. Bliss has energy to it. And then steps start to come to you of how to clear what this is that you're fighting. And once you do that, you know how you are unique. Once you know why you're unique and not like everybody else trying to escape who they really are and zoning themselves out, your unique selling proposition occurs. You become unique. Your self-confidence increases. You start attracting people that are similar to you. You start attracting in love, the right kind of love, the right kind of personalities. So healing the broken self, clearing the dark side of your personality, going through that process creates an abundant you. And the abundant you usually will be doing something unique to you, even if it's in a corporate job. If that's what you love, it's going to be, you'll be more successful at it. You'll have you'll have better opportunities. They'll sort of flow to you if you're operating from your authentic point of center, your soul. So that's what these steps are about. And then at the last step here is start to market your solution. You don't have to be self-employed to market. You can market within all kinds of communities, including corporate America. My goodness, even the president is in a marketing position. You see, everybody's in a marketing position. We're always finding where we fit. We're always exchanging our energy for other energies. And, we work in a dynamic universe of energetic exchange. Okay, so that's my thinking for today. It's my article for today. You can get into a little more detail by looking at it. You can gain access to a free online entrepreneur certification by going to that article, which is Spiritual Entrepreneur, 4 Steps to Prosper from Passion Online. Okay, so now we're going to do a little prayer, meditation, energy connection. I'm going to do a channeled message, and then I will go to the phone lines. And this is how the phone lines work. Usually I go to other side people first because it takes more of my effort. And then I would go to anybody who made a donation or who's in the Hangout. And lastly, to anybody who's just waiting there. Nobody's in my little Hangout online. Just to say again, in case you just arrived, you would get priority for reading. And it would be more of an intimate setting for you. You might even get more out of your reading. If you go to step 3, on spiritmediumtv.com, there's a link to join the video webinar. And when you get in there, just mute yourself, because I could be in the middle of another reading or channeling or something. That's the only thing you have to know. Very simple. It's very easy. And fun. We all want fun, right? We all like fun, right? Okay, so everybody that's participating today, if you would please sit back, uncross your arms and legs, and start to focus on your breath from your abdominal area, allowing yourself to get very light and relaxed. Breathing in deeply and exhaling, allowing yourself to get very daydream-like. Asking for Spirit to come in today to help you with your issues. If you have a life question, focus on that right now, what it is. If you want a healing, focus on that. If you're wanting another side connection, please ask or invite your loved ones in from the spirit world. While you're doing that, I will go off and do the prayer. I'll be back in a second. And now on your next exhale of breath, if you would please release into your space your energy, I will connect us. One moment, please. Okay, good. Give me a moment while I connect with the ones or whoever will be coming in today. We are here. We are the ones. We are with all of you today to help you with your feeling about yourself. We call this self-esteem. Self-esteem is probably one of the most important things a human being can have. It does not come from being alone in your own space. Self-esteem comes from how you interact with others. Self-esteem is how others reflect back to you messages about the way they see, feel, hear, and know you. If you do not get feedback that is positive, your self-esteem could flounder. It is not easy to achieve self-esteem at times. Many people come in with built-in issues to affect their feelings of self-esteem. Not all people come in feeling good about themselves. As a child, usually, you do feel innocent and you do not know that there is any reason to not have extremely high confidence. But through the trials and tribulations of the material world, one quickly begins to experience a sense of hopelessness, a sense of separation from that which you are and that which you want. That which you are is the most important aspect. If one is not true to true to honoring themselves, they will find it difficult to have high self-esteem. It is only through true self-acceptance that one can attract likeness in terms of experience and rightness in terms of people that they bring into their lives. So if you are suffering from a cacophony of differences and differing experiences, if it feels like your life is not flowing as you would like it to, it is because you have not truly flowed with yourself. You need to accept yourself. That is the first step to high self-esteem. Self-love does not come from fighting who you are. In contrast, self-acceptance, self-esteem, self-love comes from being who you are at every point of every day, truly living in the moment of now, in the feelings you have, in acknowledgement of them. One telltale sign that you are out of self-alignment is anxiety. If you are living from moment to moment as if you were in a flash pan being fried, you know that you are out of sync with yourself. A good thing to do when you are out of sync with yourself is to stop. Stop everything. Stop what you are doing and listen. Listen to your feelings. At times, you may want to journal. You may want to take breaks, even take longer breaks. Go to nature. Sit still. But find something that you would consider quiet and idyllic for a period or point of time. Through the process of meditation and self-alignment, one will find their life will flow in better and better forms, from high to low, from low to high. It is important to know yourself, to allow yourself to be who you are, to feel your feelings, support them, and then act on them. Anxiety is the sign that you are out of alignment. Peaceful is the sign you are in alignment. Follow your feelings, dear ones. Follow your feelings always, and you will know who you are much better than you ever have before, and your life will start to flow in a series of synchronicities and wonderful opportunities that you never knew before. This is the way to destiny fulfillment. Namaste. Okay, so I'm now going to go to Karen, and Amla is, well, okay, thank you, Amla, for the donation, sweetheart. I'm going to Karen first. Hello, Karen. How are you, darling?
I'm good, Laura. How are you?
I'm good, darling. Sorry for the mishap at the beginning of the show. I don't know if you were trying to get in. Did you notice it?
Yes, ma'am, I did. And I did try to get in, but then I thought maybe I should just call anyway.
Thank you. Thank you. Lord only knows how many people we lost in that process. All right. Not a problem. I still have a lot of people waiting in the queue. All right, love. So we're going to Karen, and she's from 224 area code, which I think is California, because I do remember speaking with you a number of times, Karen. Illinois. Okay, wonderful. All right, hold on for a second, love. Karen. There is a mother figure here for you. There's a few other friends and family as well, but the mother one is most salient or important at the moment. Your mother actually is saying to me to tell you that I know I haven't gone through an ID process, but I do need to give you this, that your self-esteem is low right now, feeling very, very isolated, very alone, and not getting things done as you had hoped for yourself. And Mama is here to help you with this. Well, let's see what Mama has to give us for identification. Okay, Karen, before we continue, I got to get some ID. Hold on. Mom? First thing is Mama has a problem breathing before her passing. Now, I don't know if your exact mother is in, so we'll be a little broad about what mother means right now, okay? Karen, we're going to be broad right now.
Okay.
All right. First thing is a problem of breathing, lungs, and there's problem getting air into the lungs. It's not necessarily a lung problem, but there's a problem breathing or getting air into the lungs. She's almost suffocating at certain points as she transitions into spirit. She says you're around her, other family members around her, somebody's holding her hand. She is frightened, by the way, of the transition process before she does go to spirit. And she's saying to me that she actually is alert while she's going through the process. In other words, she's not out of it. Now, you're doing something in the background, Karen, it's a little, what's the word for distracting to me? Could you please try to come back to focusing on this? Because otherwise I get unfocused too. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it takes a lot of focus to do the work. And your focus is helpful to me. So let's continue. So whoever this is saying problem getting air into the lungs, showing me that she feels like she can't breathe, and she's frightened of that. It really upsets her a lot. She also says there's several family members around her at the time of transition. She's not alone when she transitions. Now, I know I haven't given you enough information yet to say you know who this is. So I'm going to just continue a little while longer. Whoever this is now bringing me to somebody else. Okay. Do you want to complete who you are, or do you want to go to the other person in spirit? I'm asking the one in spirit, Karen. Okay, do you have a brother in spirit, Karen? Somebody younger than you?
Yes, I have a brother, yes.
Okay, he's here with her also. Mama says that. He's here. She's taking care of him. Whoever she is, because she hasn't given us all. I'm looking for her to give me one or two more things. Um, your brother is here, your younger brother, there's a few other family members. We're all here looking out for you in the spirit world. She says again, your self-esteem is low. You don't feel good about yourself. She's saying also that she wants me to tell you this message even before she's fully identified herself. The reason is because she knows that Laura is fast with these things and might not let her get the personal message out to you. So that's why she's starting with the personal message, which I know is rather odd, rather strange. But anyway, there she goes. She's saying, we're all looking out for you. Please get involved with please get your life on track. Now, I know, Karen, that you've been working on media, trying to get a job in media, because we've worked on this a few times before, right? All right. So should I go to that? Rather, I can spend a lot of time bringing in the full evidence, but Mama, whoever this is, wants you to do something with this issue you have in your life. That's what she's really talking about. So I'm coming to you now, Karen. Find out what you want me to do. I can go back to this mother figure and just complete a mediumship type of thing, or I can go to you and what's going on in your life now. I'm being sort of cued to do that.
Yes. You can go with me. That one. Let's do that.
All right, because there's something going on with your life that she's very concerned about, you're very concerned about. I feel a lot of false starts, and I know that you've started a few times, with different jobs and this and that. And she's saying you're rather frantic at the moment, and she's coming in to soothe you and to remind you who you are. She says she wants you to take better care of yourself, not let other people influence you so much, and stop thinking that you can't do what you want to do. She says you can do what you want to do. You just need to listen to your heart more and refine it more and more and more. Not what you should do, but what you want to do. She says that's what Laura is telling you today. And that's what I want to tell you today. And I know best, whoever this is. I wish she would give me a little more info. I'm going to go back to her now, Karen, and I'm going to fulfill the identification process. Okay, so she is showing me herself a little bit better. She looks like she's on the shorter side. She looks like she's carrying extra weight in her torso. She does have a full bust line. Things come in at the waist, and she's got even bigger hips. So she's a little bit fuller figured, if you will. Her face is a little wide. Her lips are full. Her cheeks are wide. She's got brown hair, but looks like she might have liked to wear a wig every now and then because she's showing me herself with a wig right now. She likes to take care of the home. She's around the family a lot. Several children under her. You're not the only one. She says you're very much like her. Your face is very much like her. We look quite alike. Now, would you understand this appearance, please?
Yeah, but my mom never wore wigs.
Okay, but her hair, well, whatever then, it's just brown. It just looks like it's straightened, then we'll just say that for it. She might have straightened it from time to time. Would you say that? And I can also tell you the hairstyle. The hairstyle is right under her ears right now. It looks like it's combed from left to right forehead, like there's a side bang going on. And it's smooth, and it comes up to a little bit of a page where a flip, it's like around just under the chin. Now, of course, she probably wore her hair different ways here and there, but today, that's the hairstyle I see. More of a short to medium length. It's a little layered, but not fully layered, and that's what I see here. But anyway, the cheeks are wider. She's got a bit of a squareness to the jaw, full lips. She's not wearing a lot of makeup today. Her eyes are a little bit smaller and a little bit closer together than just the way the face looks. I don't know. I can't say it any other way, but her eyes are a little bit narrow, a little bit more together, not real wide set. Kind woman. She's also a spiritual woman. She believes in faith, and her whole life is all about faith. And would you understand that Mom had problem breathing at the end? It might have been a little panicked about that, please, because that was significant earlier.
Yeah.
All right. She's happy that everybody was around her when she was passing or transitioning. In other words, she wasn't alone and didn't have to experience all this tension and fear. And it was like a nightmare to her, actually. She said people around her to make her feel better and help her as best they could. But she says the not being able to breathe was horrible. And that made her kind of panicked and not that easy to get along with, actually. But she says now that she's in spirit, everything is great. And the final moments of passing were actually quite beautiful. She says she's here now for you, again, to tell you, she's going back to this really strong message to love yourself. So let me just see now if she has the message or where I'll get the rest of it for you, love. You have to, Mom's saying, you have to take care of yourself, love, Karen. You have to not listen to anyone else. You have somebody around you right now on Earth that's telling you what to do. Feels like a male to you, and as if it's another brother. If it's not a brother, it's a friend, or it could be a spouse. But somebody is telling you what to do with yourself and your life. She says, you're not listening to him much, but on the other hand, it's also throwing you off point for who you are. Would you know about a male to you that is trying to tell you what to do, or somehow there's a voice that you're hearing from somebody that's making you a little confused? Karen.
There's no male in my life right now, or I work a lot. You know what? I work a lot of men. It's a job that's time to leave.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe that's what it is. It's like a male influence. And she's saying is it throws you off point for who you are. Don't listen to anyone else, and do what you think is right for yourself. And now I'm going to find out if she means in the job you're in now, or in leaving the job, or anything else. Let's see what she means by that, because it's all about you being on point for who you are. And what a perfect person come in and tell you that is Mom. Hold on. Is it is it to leave the job she's in, or is it just that these people are confused? They're confusing you about who you are and what you really want to be. Don't listen to anyone around you. Do things your own way and you will get ahead. You don't need to leave the job. You just need to follow your instincts about what is right in the particular position you're in. Your communication skills are excellent. You do not need any advice from anyone else. Do things your own way. You are unique and you will be heard better that way. So that's your message today from your mother. Okay, to do things your own way. Your communication skills are excellent, and you will be heard better that way.
Okay, I got it.
Oh.
The job that I got it. You can't do the job I got it.
All right, sweetheart. I'm glad that you got it. I'm going to let you go. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm going to go to Amla, who's made a donation. Hello, Amla. Hi, honey. I'm good. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Good.
Finally, a sunny day here in Connecticut. It's been very good.
Oh, I'm glad that you have some sunshine. I remember I used to come from New York, so sometimes I used to think, how could the weather do this to us? Like, say, on Memorial Day. I remember one Memorial Day, it rained the entire weekend, and you're waiting for those days, or 4th of July, rain the whole weekend. All right, let's now go to your right. Okay. All right, tell me. Yes. Okay, honey. Now go ahead and give me your question.
Okay, so it's been a roller coaster, but I feel like I could miss a lot of trauma. I'm not going to go into everything. I know you just want a question.
Right.
So I was wondering if you see partnership work. What can I do to attract that?
All right, love for Amla. Well, the answer, the generic answer, and then I'll get to more detail for you, is the more on point we are for authenticity, the better our self-esteem, and the more we attract in the right vibration. So that's the generic answer. Now I'm going to refine that for you. Amla, you're kind, very kind and giving human being. You are on point for who you are. Okay, so let's go into that a little bit more. But your self-esteem is low because for some reason, it looks like you're not finding. Remember we were talking earlier, the message was about being mirrored back. The way people are responding to your authenticity is not not positive. So we have to. No.
I just feel a lot of jealousy.
Is that what it is, darling? Okay. And the way. Oh, okay. The way I'm feeling it, or the way they're giving it to me, and I wanted to step it back a couple of levels of detail because I wasn't quite. I had a sense that it probably needed to be generalized a bit. But what I feel is it's almost like it just feels like you're impoverished because of it. I'll use that wording, or oh, you're also taken advantage of. People do take advantage of your kindness. You're not really told how good you are, and you're being. It feels like your energy is being drained. You're taken for granted. You're taken for a ride, so to speak. I mean that in a colloquial sense, and you're not really being told how wonderful you are, being reflected back how wonderful you are. So I have to look at the authenticity here and see what's going on with that, and then we'll go back to person or people in the life as Amla. And by the way, thank you for your donation. It goes in part to help animals. So what is her authenticity, Spirit? What was that, darling? Yeah. Oh, thank you, honey. Thank you, honey. Okay, so let me just. Oh, you know what? I think I should put my audio down. Let me put it back up again. That's why I'm having a little trouble hearing you. Hold on. Okay. What is her authenticity, please? This is for Amla. You are very authentic to who you are most of the time. You are helping people. You're giving a lot. But there is another aspect of authenticity, which is understanding and acknowledging that being remunerated properly for all that you give is something that you do want and do desire. So we are filling in the authenticity quotient or definition of you today. In other words, it's not authentic for you to be giving, and not receiving. And so we would like to say to you, right? So we would like to say to you, you need to fill that aspect in of your authenticity. In other words, you give and you receive. It's no longer just giving for you. You will no longer be taken advantage again by anyone at any time if you do what we're saying. In other words, each situation that tempts you to give, you will now, from this point forward, look at it and understand what needs to be gotten for the giving. Not that we suggest that you become, what's the word for it, mercenary, or that you become calculating or manipulative or what have you, but you do need to definitely take care of the garden of life that you have been given, the energy quotient that you have been given, and all of the gifts that you have been given. You need to help and heal, but you also need to receive. Do not give any longer for free, otherwise you will be taken advantage of. As soon as you do that, your self-esteem will start to rise. Your self-esteem will start to rise. We are not seeing the jealousy as you're saying it. What we're seeing more is that you're giving without getting. Okay. And the self-esteem is something, I mean, the jealousy is something that you can label there. In other words, people taking advantage of you, perhaps asking you for information or tapping into your resources, your reservoir of wealth, if you will, meaning intellect as well as psychic and intuitive skills. Seems like you have those kind of skills. People are tapping into that and taking from you. And it seems like they're sapping you, like as if it's right, a bee came to a flower and sapped its nectar and then flew off. And you can say that's jealousy, but we would like to say it is simply you not looking out for you. You not looking out for you. And so the value so the first step to this is to value what you're giving. Put a price on it.
Right.
Put a price on it. You'll only do this, right? You'll only do this for that. You'll only do that for this, and start accepting this about yourself. It is part of who you are, and it is the right way to be, not the wrong way to be. And you will find then everything will shift energetically for you. Your entire self-esteem will change. And you will also be looking for partners and or attracting in partners that are giving as well as receiving versus just taking. Do you understand, please?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that is the key to all of this. So the first step in your assignment today is to go off and set prices on what you're giving, whether it be an energy transfer, In other words, what are you getting out of each action you're doing, and or a literal price tag? Because it seems from what we're getting here is that you are a healer and an intuitive, and you're working very, very well with others. You're just not getting for what you're giving. Do you understand, please?
Yeah.
Okay. You will be guided as to what to do next. Then, once you take the first step we've just given you, you need to get your work out to others on a mainstream and large scale basis. You've been holding back too much because you haven't gotten this part straight. Once you get this part straight, the business will bloom and blossom. You will be helping others in other locales, not only your immediate vicinity, and you will be spreading the word more and more. Through this process of spreading the word, the male partner comes in.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so you don't,
right.
you know,
So
go ahead.
it seems relatively soon, because like I'm right on that cusp. I mean, I know the value of who I am. It's just a matter of receiving more than being giving all the time.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
I hear you saying honoring. Yes.
Well, yeah, and the main thing is, I'm not channeling. That was a little channeling there, but right now I'm back to more of a Laura filtering the psychic stuff. You have, what I've heard here from you guys is that you have abilities, and you've been giving them away for free. Don't do that anymore.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I'm going to add also, this is for every light worker out there and anybody else listening, is that when we, that doesn't mean that we're always doing things for money. It means that we're just getting something back, right? Like, for example, if you're doing a free reading, maybe you're getting an email you put on your list. Or maybe you're getting, in my case, sometimes I never get an email for this show and I don't get anything, but what I do get is I get, I exercise my skills. Okay, number one. Number two, I create a record or body of work which creates credibility for further credentials. For example, the credential of I'm accredited now by a very serious organization for mediumship. That accreditation comes in part because I've chronicled and documented, and I have recordings of the work I've done. So it's there, and it also helps with bringing in clients because they get to see what I do, right? So it's right. So it's everything helps everything, but don't ever just be given out to people for nothing. And another thing I have found, I don't know if you want to do this or not, but I shy away from exchanges. In other words, somebody will say to me, a body worker, I'll give you a massage if you do this for me. I never find the exchange is right. I don't know, it just doesn't resonate. So I don't do exchanges anymore because I always felt like I'm giving, but the other person's not giving the same amount. So I don't do that anymore.
Right.
All right, honey. So you're a lot more talented than you think you are, honey. You're a lot more talented and gifted. You have a lot more to offer than you realize. Okay?
Well, it's interesting you said, and I'll wrap it up, is that I am doing angel messages this coming Sunday. I am definitely giving out, I'm obviously getting paid for it. So it's exciting. I've never gone this route before, this direction, but I know I can do it. I know I'm good at it, so.
Well, that's a very, very important. You're just now getting that sense about it, but that's very important that you know that you're good at it, and you're much more than that, and it will all be unfolding. It's funny, when you say yes to that, then something new comes in. Yeah. Keep developing, you keep offering, and you should be helping and healing others as you've healed and helped yourself. That would be your journey. Okay.
Thank you. What a reading. Thank you. Blessings.
Yeah. Blessings, love. God bless. Thank you, love. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye. Bye, honey. Now, if anybody wants to learn how to coach and use what I've just done in their own work, the Soul Psychic Healer Master Certification teaches you this. Okay? The first course is the Soul Abundance one, that was part of the channeled message, which I didn't plan it. They did their own thing. But that comes from Spirit. It's very important that people align with their authenticity so that they're lucky in life, so that they can live at a higher vibration, a higher frequency. And then the second course is channeling, which unblocks you to hearing Spirit. The third course is clairvoyance, which is not only seeing but also using the visuals to start doing healing. It gets into or introduces something called chakra therapy. Okay, so it's the third course. And chakra therapy is that's my ballywick, if you will. I mean, I am a medium and all, but chakra therapy is mediumship of a sort. And that if any of you are familiar with John of God, I started channeling over 30 years ago Saint Ignatius Loyola, more commonly known as Ola to me. Ola. I didn't know who it was or why I was channeling this particular guide, but I just found out in the last couple of years that that's the same master guide to John of God of Brazil. Okay, and I'm starting, and at that time I started to do this chakra therapy in sessions. I'm seeing it, all this stuff being revealed to me. It's in one of the courses. It's in the clairvoyance course, and reading the chakras. But the course doesn't go into this other level of it. But it's like a therapy for yourself at a mind, body, soul level. And then the fourth course of Soul Psychic Healer is mediumship. And I just want to finish what I was saying about St. Ignatius Loyola and that kind of healing. I just found out, well, like in the last 2 weeks or so, that what happens when you go to John of God of Brazil, he'll do psychic surgery and a gamut of other miraculous things. And then you are always, as a patient, told to go to a hotel room and stay there for 24 hours. And I was listening to an interview by somebody who went there and did all that. And she said, she was clairvoyant medium. She said during that 24 hours, the guides came in and they started healing her using chakras and energy and light and all these other things that I do in the healing. So you'll get a foreshadowing of that. And that's a lot of the work I do. That's a lot of the work I do. That's what I'm supposed to be doing, I guess. I don't know. But as I mentioned to Amla, we always are evolving, right? Okay. I am going to go to the other side connection. Then I'm going to go to Susie B, and then I'm going to go to the other two people waiting, hopefully. Susie B.
Yes, doll. Hi.
Hi. Okay, so let's get a nice question. I want to just look into Clyde's character, and I want to see what comes in. Hold on, please.
Yes, please. I want to see if he's authentic or what.
Yeah, I want to see something in addition to that. I want to see, is Clyde as innocent as he claims to be, his beautiful soul? He doesn't claim to be innocent in terms of the crime. He admits that. But is he a good soul? Is he a good soul? Hold on one second, please. This is for Susie B. Clyde. He is a good soul. He's a very good soul. He's a healing mentality, a spiritual person. He believes in God. He prays often. He doesn't let things get under his skin. He knows how to let go of problems and issues in his life. These are many things he's developed over the years where he has been in a situation where he's forced to develop character. Now, was he that way back then? Not quite as much. No, he was impetuous in his youth. He didn't do things for highest good, and so he's learned a lot. He's become a much better person from this experience. One word in particular could be used to describe him: patient. Extremely patient, and also very giving. Very giving for whatever he does have to give. So your character assessment, so your character assessment of him is indeed correct. He is a giving person. He is a loving person. He's a person of high character, and he's developed as an individual. He's learned a lot, and he's a lot to give. So that is your answer. Okay.
Wonderful. So I think it's safe to move forward with the friendship.
That's what's coming in. Yes. Okay, love.
Okay, doll. Thank you very much.
Thank you, love. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, I'm going to go to Andrea, who's been waiting an inordinate amount of time for a life question. Go ahead, honey. Just give me your question.
Yes, hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, honey? Just give me your question now. No background, okay?
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm just still struggling with love, and I'm just waiting still on the one. I'm looking for a marriage-minded man, not as opposed to somebody casually dates.
All right. Well, today's theme is all about being our true self, our authentic self. And this is the foundation for attracting in the right partnership. So I'm going to look at that first, see what Spirit says about you. And then I'll go to a more topical answer if I have time. Hold on, Andrea. You're
Okay.
at Andrea 619. You're another giving person, kind person, smart person. You do have good self-esteem. Feels like you have a child already. Do you have a child, please?
No, but I would like to have one. I like to have a family.
Okay, that's what's going on then with that. Are you? Do you work in the law field, honey? Do you work in law, Andrea?
No.
All right, let's see some.
No, I work at a college.
Work at a college. Okay, hold on. I don't know why they're saying something to me about legal with you, but we'll leave that alone for a moment. I'm going to just try to go to a more topical answer. Hold on. Well, you like what you're doing. I do see you like what you're doing. You're a kind and gifted person. You're very smart. You're very intelligent. You have grand intellect. You're highly accurate in what you're doing. Whatever you're doing for a living requires a lot of precision. You're very precise in your languaging and where you're going. You're looking for something very specific in the opposite sex, which is part of your nature, because you are very specific about what you want, what you're looking for, how you look at things. I'm not saying this is wrong or right. I'm just collecting information right now, and then we'll come up with some kind of plan for you. You do need to get out more with friends to see what they're up to, or to interact more with the opposite sex as well, to kind of mingle schmingle. You also need to eliminate some of the ways you're looking at at a potential partner. Some of them go with outward appearance. Um, I know this may sound a little odd, but they're showing me that perhaps I see sort of like a picnic or an outdoor gathering, and there might have been a man there, or this may be coming in. I don't know really to take it literally or figuratively right now, but I'll just take it. I'm going to take it symbolically, that I see you perhaps at a potential gathering, and it's like a picnic in somebody's yard, and it's very nice and all. And there's a man there who's really not that tall, and I feel that you might overlook people that are packaged a certain way. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
And it may not be the height thing and specifically, but it may be just to show you that sometimes good things come in wrapped a little differently. So you're very literal in the way you're looking for this person, and what they want you to do is to get at the essence. Get at the essence of what this person would be like and feel like.
90 seconds.
And this will help you attract in the right person, or lead you to the right person. And he's not going to look the way or be packaged the way you thought he should be, but he will have the essence of what you're looking for, and that would be right for you. One of the things I get for you that would be very right for you is a person who's even tempered and stable, okay, who provide security, and a go-getter of sorts, but in a
60 seconds.
Sorry for my stopping, but there's a recording going off in my ear right now. Somebody who's very stable, somebody who is success-oriented, driven, but not somebody who makes you feel nervous. You want somebody who's easygoing, agreeable, good partner, not always looking for the next big thrill ride, more a homebody kind of person that you can get along with and have a stable life with. And that's a good thing to look for. Those are all great. And that's what they want you to highlight most, and get rid of some of the externals, because I feel some of them might not be relevant for what you're looking for. And then you will find this person will come in a lot easier for you. There have been others in the past that could have been right, but because you were
10 seconds,
you might have been blinded by looking at externals, and you said, oh, that one's not right, this was not right. But don't worry, the past is the past. It's all part of getting to where you need to go. And now from this point forward, do that, do what they're suggesting, and you will find this person will come in soon. And within the next 2 to 3 years, you will find yourself a completely different living arrangement situation, and potentially with the right person. It doesn't mean that you have to wait 3 years. It's starting now. Okay?
Okay, so I'll be married by then, hopefully.
Oh, well, if you're not going to be married, you're going to be very close to being married. Okay?
Okay.
All right, sweetheart. God,
Okay.
thank you, love. Bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye. Okay, I'm going to go to Holly, and then I will end the show. Holly?
Thank you.
I'm going to try.
Appreciate it.
I'm going to.
Bye.
Hi, love. I'm going to try to do another side connection at the end of the show. Sometimes I find that the connections are not that clear at the end of the show. Well, let's see what we get. Just for Holly, other side. Oh, there is a male in spirit for you. Father figure, or feels like from an older generation. Hold on. His person was a smoker. He liked to smoke. Kind healing temperament, careful with his wealth, didn't spend a lot of money, rather modest in finances, but frugal in his living and style. I guess it's a nice way of saying he wasn't a wealthy person, but just frugal. He's frugal. He's careful with his money. I know it's a roundabout way to say it. He doesn't really ask for much help during his life. He's always giving to others, trying to be a good father, trying to help everybody in the family. It looks like there's at least a brother that you have, as well as several other children. And they're in the family, and that you're one of his favorites. Your name is Holly. I also get another name. It's like Kathleen or Kathy. I don't know who that would be, if there's a Kathy or Kathleen in the family. Kind of overshadowed this. It doesn't have to be, I don't know. All of a sudden, I get that name in there. He's kind. He's loving. I see him I see his body now. He's got a V-shaped kind of thing with a chest and arms on him. Nice muscles there. Maybe not at the very end of his life, but it's certainly one part of his life. So one would say he had a nice physique, slender hips and legs. Strong muscular build, actually, he says, for most of his life until he got older, and then it got deficient, of course, he says. He says, you took care of me a lot in my illness towards the end of my life, and I'm very, very grateful for that. He says, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. He says, take care of your children and the family, he says, for me. And also, there's a mother figure with him. That could be a grandma. Also, sometimes when they say mother, it doesn't necessarily literally mean your mother, but his mother there with him as well. He says, take care of everyone for me, and ask Sally what that was all about at the end around my, there's something to do with the either, what do they call that? When you have a casket, or you have some kind of a viewing, or you have the funeral, but there's somebody there. He says, ask, and he used the word Sally, the name Sally, of whatever she was doing. He says, ask her what that was all about. He says, at the end, she didn't need to cry so much for me. I'm all right now. I'm all right now. He says, you didn't cry as much as she did. Oh, okay. You have a sister then also, and you have a younger sister. Would you understand you have a younger sister? And what is her name, please?
Nancy.
Okay, it's not Sally, it's Nancy. Okay. He says she was out of her mind with grief. He says he was there. He saw it. Okay. Yeah, he's telling us that she was, what was that all about? He says, so you could hear the way your father talks. He's kind of interesting, right? He says, I'm okay. I'm okay. I love you all. He says, thank you again to you for what you did with the family. You hold everyone together for me. He says, you hold everyone together for me. He says, your brother, you have an older brother, a younger brother, you have a brother somewhere there, right, on Earth?
Yeah.
He only,
younger over on the other side.
Oh, you have a younger one on Earth though, right?
No, on the other side.
Oh. Well, do you have any?
Oh, wait, I do have a half brother. I'm sorry, I have a half.
Oh, because he's talking about a brother on Earth. He says he only thinks about himself, not about me or anybody else. You seem to be kind of selfless, or you're like a matriarch, or you're somebody that holds everyone together. And he thanks you for that. Okay, thanks you for that. Okay, sweetheart. Thank you so much, love, for allowing us to bring in your father from the spirit world. And you have a beautiful, blessed day.
You too, thank you.
Thank you, love. Bye-bye. Okay, everybody, I'm going to be ending the episode now. Thank you so much. If you'd like a private session with me, just go to booklaura.com. If you put radio show in the event code field, you will get a third more time for free. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.